Hey, welcome to the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. I'm your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai, and this is episode 153 or 154, not really sure. This is a bit of an unprecedented episode in that I pride myself on being super organized and like writing my show notes the day before and really thinking about what it is I want to talk about. Might not look that way to you guys, but I do like to be organized, and honestly, if we don't sit down and talk, it's going to be a good long time till we can talk again. And I don't want to do that to you. Even if I just come to you for 10 minutes and say, hey, here's what I'm knitting, okay, bye. Then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and keep going through the move because it's exciting. And I know that you guys, I appreciate all of your fond thoughts and well wishes, and it's fun to share, and you guys are making it even more exciting for me in your enthusiasm to hear about my move and just the positivity you're sending to me. So that being said, that was my motivation to sit down even though I'm not organized, and we're sitting at this weird angle because my living room is in chaos and the boys are sleeping. Ro's been really sick. We're on week 3 now. And I just had a few minutes to grab, and I didn't want to spend it cleaning up. So, so we're sitting here at the dining room table, still at the old house. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so first, where to start? When last we spoke, I'm just going to go through the back. That's the easiest way for me to do this. So these are the Franken Fingers by Elizabeth Green Musselman, and I'm doing them for the Rainbow Along with Suburban Stitcher podcast for the month of February, and you can see I have not made a lot of progress. So I've started the thumb increases, right, because it's a gusseted thumb, and I'm just about to split off for the thumb and keep going up the hand. So they're going to be shorter than I anticipated. I might actually, because I did go down, I'm knitting these on 0s, and the pattern calls for 3s, I think. So I went down several needle sizes. I might just do a few extra increases just to make up for the tighter gauge and to make them a little longer. I could decrease out those extra stitches, but I wanted negative ease because my other pair do not have negative ease and they're a little loose on me. So these are going, I haven't touched them very much. You can see I did like 2 colors. I haven't even finished a full repeat yet. But honestly, I don't expect these to get done for February, but they're stockinette, or not stockinette, but they're good vanilla knitting to have. And once the thumb's split off, then it's back to ribbing. So it's nice and easy. So there's that. In this back, you and I'll figure it out together, right? This is my pie shawl by, I want to say Jennifer DeSow. Yeah, Jennifer DeSow. I am up to 111 stitches, and I have to increase up to 192, so each row is getting longer and longer and longer. And I focused quite a bit on this one, but then I kind of burnt out on it actually. So this is also for the Rainbow Along because of the Into the World Captain Tight Pants colorway that I'm using. It has red, orange, yellow, teal, navy in it, so I figured 5 colors counts as a rainbow. So where's my progress keeper on this guy? Oh, it's facing you. So yeah, I did probably 3 inches added to it, but it's gotten quite long, you can see. So it's an enjoyable knit, very straightforward, very mindless. Yeah, I have 2 stitch markers on here that I'm using. This was my trick with the Hitchhiker too, for a pattern that's knit on the bias and you're increasing, but you don't want to count your stitches every row. So I count, this is I think 100, no, it must be less than that, it must be 90 between the 2 stitch markers, and then as I decrease off one end and increase on the other end, when I run out of stitches I shift it 10, but I always keep the 90 in the middle, so then I'm only counting what number of stitches between here, minus really, and the number between there. So if that makes sense, it does make those bias shawls a little bit easier to keep track of that way. So, And the other color I'm using is Leading Men Fiber Arts Man of Mystery in the Showstopper base. So there's my 2 yarns. So those 2 projects that got a decent amount of work. In this bag, I'm excited to share this. Ends are all woven in and they're finished. So these are the Wonder Wander mittens by Megan Williams. And here's my first one. Nice and long, and it goes over my bracelets and will fit nicely under my coat. I used Knit Pick Swish DK in the, I think it's a rainforest green colorway. It's a green color. And then the red is a discontinued, why can't I think of their names? I can picture the label. Superwash 136. It'll come to me. Anyways, so here's the second one. I was at the cuff and I started working the charts, and yep, it took me a minute after I finished them. I didn't notice till they were completely done, well, before the thumb was in, that, oh, right, I was supposed to work one more chart repeat before I started my thumb increases. Oops. Or maybe I did an extra one on the first one. I think maybe I might have, because this one, I feel like I was really diligent about following the pattern on the second one. But I really like them. They're super toasty warm, that double thick yarn. I knit them on, I want to say 6s and 5s, whatever the pattern called for. Sorry, no show notes. Or I should say sorry, not sorry. It'll be in my show notes, but I don't have show notes in front of me to tell you about it. But the pattern is fun. I could never memorize the pattern. Like there were rows, a couple rows in a row that were mindless, but to get the geometric design that you get in this pattern, some things go down and some things are going up, if that makes sense. Like the red would be transitioning in some places getting bigger and in other places getting smaller, and I just couldn't memorize it. I think if I had knit, I don't know if I ever could do it, to be honest, but so I followed the chart every row, which made it a little slower, but I really enjoyed them. And I have to say that the extended cuff is a bit more comfortable than the short cuff. Like I know this one's going to be warmer. So now that you've seen them, I can block them and wear them. They're snug across the ball of my hand, because I do have rather large hands. I wear a size 11 shoes, so, and this is a sport weight and a DK weight. So I just want to block them on my sock blockers just to get the width into them and call them good. I'm fairly pleased with the way my color work turned out. I did another color work project recently, and that looks a lot better than the color work in this. So I don't know if it was a difference between a DK weight in the green and a sport weight in the red that caused it, because there is a little bit of bumpiness. I don't know if you could see it. There's a little bit of waving in there. So that's the other reason why I want to get it on a blocker, just to flatten it out a little bit. But I think it's really nice. Oh, and if you're wondering, this is my Denver cowl that I knit to wear to Rhinebeck with the Miss Babs Yowza Berlin colorway. So it was my cities. It's in my projects, but it was my cities cowl because it's, well, it was a steak too, but so those are done. I don't even have to keep them in the bag anymore. I can put the bag for something else. I like to give a rating. So on a 100-point scale, I couldn't memorize the pattern. I like the end result. I think I got caught up on the same point, which was like what to do with the color work around the mitten. I would probably give these an 85. Just definitely not a problem for an advanced color work knitter. I would say I am more of an intermediate color work knitter. I haven't done that much color work. So I've done some, but not too much. Yeah. And I Kitchenered the ends very well on all 4 places that needed Kitchener. I'm not a fan of Kitchener. So there's that in this bag. Did Linus push his bag down? He might have, because I don't think it was there. Oh, yes. My shawl. I don't think I touched this. I'm just going to look. Yeah, Progress Keeper. No work on the shawl. No work on the shawl. I told you it's going to be a long-term project. Oh my goodness, Crazy Loving Cat. What else is in here? I did get a new book. So this is 200 Fair Isle Motifs by Mary Jane Mucklestone. And I sat down. I thought it was just like a reference book, right, with patterns in it. Oh my gosh, there's so much about color work knitting and dominant colors and how to hold your yarn and how to choose your colors and weaving and circular knitting while you're doing this, and gauge, and just there's a lot of information. It's not just motifs in this book. I could almost treat it like a color work course. So I've sat down and read some to Tristan one night at dinner. He was eating and I was done. And so I sat there reading to him about color work knitting. He thought it was lovely. But I did fall in love with this pattern. How do I show this to you? Well, maybe I'll show it to you. I can't show it to you. I'm realizing that without showing you the pattern. Oh, that's a bummer. With that one. How's that? So I think I'm going to incorporate it as a 2-color stitch pattern, which that's sort of how the diagram is drawn. And I'm going to use it for a color work hat in the very, very near future. So if we were talking about what was adjacent to my needles, that would be it. What else do I have to show you? Linus, seriously, man. Grooming yourself? In this bag, dun, 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 the Patons pattern for yoga socks, toeless socks for my cousin. So there's the first one. It's been done. You've seen it. It needs blocking. It's got that ridge where the needles were. And I'm using opal yarn in the Little Prince colorway, number 7764. Little Prince. I don't know what it. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. And here's my second one. So there's my 2016 Progress Keeper. Year of the Progress Keeper. There's where I was, and there's where I'm at. And I've just started working gusset increases for the heel. So, oh, my phone made a noise. I wonder if you'll hear that. So, going along well. So 2 more things to share with you. The first one it was on the needles. You saw it. Where's my Progress Keeper? Did it come off? Oh no, it's right here. So I was that far into this hat, about an inch into it, and I have now finished the bobble hat, along with everyone else and their brother. I love it so much. I can't even tell you how much I love it. I wish I wish this brim was a bit longer, and I wish I hadn't held 2 strands of different colored yarn on it. So I decided to cast on, a second one for myself and put this one in the gift box, which is why it doesn't have a pom-pom, because mine will definitely have a pom-pom. I used, leftovers of things. So this is some Into the World and some Jill Draper Make Stuff and spinach for the green. I used some Frog Tree alpaca and sport weight for the sheep. That is not the first time I've knit a sheep with alpaca yarn. I think that's hilarious to do. I used up some Knit Picks black stroll yarn for the face of the sheeps. And then at the top, that blue is the perfect sky blue if you ask me, is J-Knit Super Wash Me Sock in the Boston color. So I really like it. I have a mirror of it. That's why I'm looking over there. I like it. I just wish it was a little bit longer, right? Because it sits on top of my ears if it's folded up. So I cast on a second one, since that one's going to be for my friend for Christmas. 1 Christmas gift done. Actually, kind of 2, but oh my goodness. And I cast on a second one. So this, I went into the leftover stash and saw this gorgeous emerald green color, which is, starts with an A. I don't even have it. It's Panoply Peacock. Starts with an A. Anyways, links in my show notes. So it was this great green color. I had knit a little shawl out of it, so I wanted to use that. I decided that instead of doing, it's a free pattern, I'm not giving anything light, instead of doing 24 rows for the ribbing, I would go up to 36, so I'll have like an inch long brim for my version. I weighed it, and I have, because I'm going to make it the same circumference, that's a perfect size for my head, and that hasn't been blocked, so when I block it, I'll stretch it this way. So, but you see what I mean about how even that color work looks? There's no wavy wonky bits. And everything is sport weight or fingering weight held double. Yeah, the sheep are the only thing that's sport weight. Everything else was fingering weight. So, yeah, and I used exactly half of a skein of the Frog Tree Alpaca yarn in color 005. So I have exactly enough to do a second hat. So I'm really enjoying it, but this has me inspired. I would like to knit a red hat that has the color work, except so holding fingering weight in red double for around my face, and then doing the heart motif from Mary Jane Mucklestone for instead of the sheep, do that motif, and then do the snowflakes on top, because I think that's a really nice look. So red and probably black is what I'm picturing for that. But that's been my fun knitting. I've really enjoyed working on this. So it's gotten a lot of attention this past week. And then I got a package. I got a package, and it's such an exciting package. So I want to send a big, big, big thank you to Holly. She offered to knit me a hat, and I said, oh yes, please. Yeah, I'd love to have that hat. So she took her leftovers and knit me one that's the inverse of hers. So she does a gorgeous color work, and my hair is poofy. Poofy out the bottom, but it is an absolutely stunning bit of color work. Amazing job. I wish I was this good. Even the inside, it looks beautiful. Like, look at that. So the box came, and I opened it, and Ro immediately put this hat on. He looks so cute in it. And Steve grabbed out the 4 gliders that she sent and was super excited to see them, because apparently these were big when we were kids. I don't know if you're a boy. And she sent me some great tea and a Lolo bar. I've never had a Lolo bar, so I'm excited to try that. And then she made 3 more hats for the boys. So Tristan and Ro can be coordinating, and these are super washed, so that was super sweet. And then she sent these other things. I don't know what they do, though. We haven't gotten to figuring this out, but we will. And I'm sure they're cool. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, Holly, for your kindness and your generosity. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I have to say, I don't know who's going to wear this one more, Roland or I, but it is absolutely beautiful. Maybe we'll share it. So, that is one thing. What else do I have? I think I'm going to knit a little bit while I update you on the goings on here. And if you're not interested in hearing about my family life or our fixer-upper of a house, then I'll catch you next time, and enjoy your knitting. And if you're sticking around, well then, you are in for a treat. Yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen lots of pictures of sick Roland and sick Tristan, and it's been a really rough 2 weeks for us. It seems like somebody's homesick every day or almost every day. So that's not good. And today I finally said enough. You know, Ro has had a fever. This is the 3rd time that he spikes this really high fever in 2 weeks. So I took him to the doctor, and he has strep. So, oh boy, isn't that fun? But luckily tomorrow is President's Day, and Steve has a day off, and we've already got a round of antibiotics into him. So hopefully he'll be on the other side soon. He is sleeping right now. He's just a little zombie. He's so wiped out all the time, sleeping like 14 hours a night. And he wakes up and he's energized, and he runs and he's crazy. And then like 1 o'clock, he's like, and he can't function. So, okay, we got that under control. Great. Tristan had conjunctivitis and just a really high fever too. And why? Because it'll burn off some of your energy. Day 7. Someone's been sick, and this little snow angel is just standing here. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want me to pull him in the sled, but you know what? He can breathe in the cool air outside. So I'm gonna let him be outside for a couple minutes and breathe. And this one over here, this snow angel, how's it going?
Good.
What are you doing?
Fighting fires.
Fighting fires in the snow?
Yes.
Nice. Keep it up.
Because there's fire at that plastic.
There's fire at the plastic, huh?
Phew, fire's all out.
Okay. Yeah, it was a rough couple days with him, and then he was on the mend, and it took a couple days for him to turn back into the happy, sweet little boy that he is. And so he's been healthy the last 3 days, and I just can't get enough of him because, you know, I mean, they're sad and you feel so bad for them when they're sick, but they're also a little bit miserable. And he's just so funny and so sweet when, you know, it's like, oh, there's my sweet little baby, he's back. So, and I shouldn't call him a baby because he's 20 months old and he has lots and lots of words and he sings ABCs and he's just so funny. This morning he was playing peekaboo, basically with himself, but I was just sitting there cracking up because that's what he does. He cracks me up. And I realized the other day that we have Tristan because at this age, Roland was equally as cute, and it made me go, oh, we can have another, but we're not gonna have another. But I was tempted for like half a second to be like, we can have another. No, never mind, that would be crazy. So we're good with him. Where'd Tristan go? Where'd Tristan go? Tristan, hi. What are you doing?
Wrong. How about a green tree?
So that's them. Let's see. My crazy work continues. That's all I'm going to say about that. And the house. So you want to know about the house? Let's see. I don't want to say finishing touches, but like the running downhill stuff is about to begin. So tomorrow the painter starts. He's supposed to be there for 10 days. So he's painting out every single surface in every single room of the interior of the house. So that's super awesome. Super awesome. We're doing the whole house the same color. I know it's not very exciting, but at the same time, it's neutral. Our house right now was like 5 or 6 different colors when we bought it, and then over the 10 years that we've lived here, it's all gone to Irish Mist. That's the color. It's like this whitish color, white gray color. So that's the color, not that exact color, because we have to use Sherwin-Williams. But excuse me, that's the color that we're gonna do for the new house. Is basically it's a more towards brown gray color. But it's white. If you don't see it next to the white trim, your eye would read it as white. So that's going everywhere. And then the white on the doors and the trim and the ceilings. Everything's getting fresh paint. So that starts tomorrow. The appliances, no, I will talk again. They're coming at the end of the month. The new electric garage door went in last week, so that is great. It's gorgeous. It's lovely white. They put in some piping for the washer and dryer. What else happened? It was kind of like a slow period. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, not a lot of big changes, just wiring and plumbing stuff that was going on. Not really plumbing. Plumbing's done. I think the tubs were in last time we spoke. So new tubs are in. Yeah. Steve and his dad painted the floors with Kilz, K-I-L-Z, which is a odor and moisture lock. So they painted all the plywood in all the rooms with that. So even though the house has absolutely no smell right now, I'm just nervous that when it gets up in the 90s, 100 degrees in the summer, that something that was there could just, I don't want my house to smell. So they did that before the new floors go in. The floors were delivered last week, and they're sitting in my yarn room, craft room, den, office, whatever we're calling that 4th bedroom. They're sitting in there getting accustomed to the house temperature before they can be installed. Yeah, that's it. There's just so much, and it's so hard to keep track of. Like, honestly, I could not do this without my mother. She is so on top of everything, and she is just managing it to a T. So we've got curtain rods we did that, and the curtains came in, and they're heat blocking and light blocking and heat reflecting in or out, whichever temperature, and they're this gorgeous teal color. And yesterday, my mother-in-law, my mother, Rowan, Tristan, and I bought rugs, an area rug from the living room that matches both the curtains and the light fixtures on the island, so it'll kind of flow from one room into another. So that's nice. We did the rugs, like in the front door and the patio door, and in front of the sink. All those rugs, they all tie. They all are going to be beautiful together. So it's really coming along. It really is. It's amazing to see. And I'm just starting to get just a little bit nervous about moving. Packing all of this crazy mess up and moving. But we'll get there, right? A little bit at a time. So at this point, the boss, the GC, the mom, or actually call her Mame, says that March 7th is looking like we can start moving stuff in. The appliances should be in, the floors should be done. There might be some outstanding electrical and painting to be done. But it's all things that we could it's not going to affect, boxes of things in the middle of floors. So it's coming. I can't wait to be there. I really can't. The sun is so gorgeous. So it comes in, like right now, the sun is in my dining room and then the patio doors in the living room. And it's similar, except the sun is in the new house, comes in the kitchen and the dining room. And there are 3 large windows there. So it's just like flooded with light. And then the living room will be kind of darker for watching TV during the day, which will be nice because right now we end up closing the curtains and it's annoying. So the living room's on the north side of the house, so it should be good. I can't wait to see it all painted. Even just having the kills on the floor looks so different, but yeah. Okay, so now I think I'll take a nap. Can you tell I'm a little tired? I know. Ro had me up at 3 and 3:30 and 4 and 4:30. He's just been so uncomfortable. But we're going to get him on the other side. He's going to be doing much better by tomorrow at this time, I hope. So, anyways, that's it from us. Both of us, right? Mr. Linus. I don't know if you guys can see him here hanging out on my lap. But that's it from New Hampshire at the middle of February. I hope you are enjoying what's going on in your knitting world and keeping nice and warm. It is very chilly here today. So, all right, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.